is that I see a lot of people, I guess, a lot of challenges when it comes to the application. My name is Ahmed ElNaggar, and this is Monday Legal.
Good morning. My guest for today is Majdel Musa, Director of Operations and Legal in Real Trust. Good morning, Majdel.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Finally, we get to meet in person.
Yes, exactly. And thank you very much for coming. You're our first guest with the new setup. We have the new studio, and right now we are very happy to have you here as our guest. We interviewed Lynette before from the same company and operation, but it was very important for me because to invite you to speak to you, because you've been instrumental in working with the Byland department for for some time during a very transformative time with the documents and with the regulations that related to the real estate transactions in the UAE. Practicing between the US and here, and you've mentioned that you did brokerage and legal work in the US. And I think now here as well, you did since 2014 until now, you did legal work for real estate. And I think you're getting as well into brokerage, or into at least the operations with conveyancing with Real Trust. What similarities and what differences do you see between the two markets? Because of course, the US is quite a different.
From the practical perspective, there's a lot more collaboration in the US. So the brokers here are very hesitant to collaborate with other brokers, where in the US it was very normal, right? And people would, now of course we have this NAR judgment that happened, so they can't share the commission anymore, but it used to be that the seller would pay the commission and the listing broker and the buyer's broker would share the commission. So it was very normal to have brokers from different brokerages working together, and everything was listed on the MLS, which is open to all of the brokers. Yeah. So here they're very secretive about it, because even within a brokerage, they're scared that their colleagues are going to steal their clients. So they won't even give the listing details, what property it is, et cetera, because they think they'll go into the database and find out who the owner is and go behind their back and steal the client.
Which practically happens.
It does. It really does, unfortunately. So that's one big thing is the collaborative spirit, basically. It's much stronger in the US.
But I guess here in the Byland department, there is also another form that, other than Form F, which is a broker.
Form I, yes.
Form I, yeah. And this form should kind of regulate the relationship between the brokers to avoid such conflicts.
So I don't know if you've ever seen Form I, but it's very, very basic.
I've never seen it.
And it's more, so actually they asked me to also work on Form I, Form A, Form B, but unfortunately that part of it didn't make it into the forms. So Form I, as it currently stands, is basically just saying that it's basically when the buyer's broker wants to take their client to another broker's listing. And it just says basically if the seller's broker doesn't respond within 24 hours, that they can complain to RERA. That's basically it. It's not really even about negotiating the Form F. It should be at a stage where they're negotiating Form F, and if there's a commission split, for example, on the rare occasion where they do want to split commissions, that, okay, we agree to split the commission, etc.
But it's mentioned in Form F, if there is a split of the commission, who's going to pay the...
It says who's going to pay what fee to who, but it doesn't talk about between the brokers.
Yes.
So that's
and both brokers in the Form I must be registered with a RERA card. They cannot be a third party.
Of course.
Is it the same in the US?
So yeah, you cannot not be licensed in the US, and they're very, very, very strict, the penalties for that.
Right.
So people take that very seriously. They don't practice real estate without a broker license.
I'll go more into practicality than just legal, because the market, the laws in general and the regulations have to catch up with what's happening in the real world, not the other way around. So what's happening here is that everybody's working in the real estate when the market is up, whether you're regulated or not. Yep. Even real estate brokerage, they hire people before they take the course. they're already in the market. They're already
Exactly.
talking to people. They're already making the calls, and they're running around saying, I'm the broker. But when the Form F come, we find another name
Exactly.
for a different broker. How do you see this? Let's say, is there a way to help reduce this kind of practices?
To be honest, I think exclusivity is the answer for a lot of our problems in this market. And I know a lot of people say that, and a lot of people say, no, absolutely not. We don't want exclusivity. I think it will weed out a lot of the freelancers, and also a lot of these either bad brokers or the ones who are just maybe doing it as a side gig kind of thing. They're not really taking it seriously.
I think as much regulated brokers in the market, there are an equal number to them who are doing it as a side gig.
Oh, they're probably even more, because we just crossed 20,000 a month or two ago of registered brokers. And now they're estimating maybe they're 30, 40,000 of unregistered. Obviously, we can't get official numbers, but yeah.
But one of the significant things as well is that I've seen personally a lot of contracts directly signed between the developers and the non-regulated brokers.
Yes. And as we know, the off-plan laws strictly say that developers cannot work with unregistered brokers. So
until yesterday, I've seen contracts being signed by real estate developers, prominent, big names in the market, local and international, signing with non-regulated real estate brokers.
Yes.
And it's a big deal.
It does happen. It does happen. And now there's a lot of crossover into the other Emirates as well, right? And every Emirate has their own licensing for brokerages and brokers. So, you know, a lot of people, like now Ras Al Khaimah is the big place to go.
Course.
All these Dubai brokers are going there. Abu Dhabi, a lot of them are going there to sell Adar projects and things like that. So there are a lot of...
Theoretically, they're not allowed. So if your broker registered with Dubai Land Department would have a radar card as a broker, are you allowed to sell Abu Dhabi properties or Ras Al Khaimah properties? You're not.